Hi guys, and welcome to this video, which is going to be about multiplying 3 digits by 1 digit using the grid method. Now let's look at the steps to success at how to do this. Now there's lots of steps there, but if we break it down, I believe all of you can do it. Okay, it's all about breaking it down into little bits. Okay, so the first step is I can partition the 3-digit number. So this is the 3-digit number, and we'll be breaking it into hundreds, tens, and units. That's something we should all be able to do. Then the next bit is to draw the grid out. I'll show you how to do that, and then write in those numbers we've partitioned and the number we'll be multiplying by. And the number we're multiplying by is 5. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. I think this all comes clear when you see how I do it. Then I can use the SMILE method to multiply the hundreds. SMILE method is really important. We do it again now. I can use SMILE method to multiply the 10. Then I can multiply the unit by the number I'm multiplying by, and then I add everything up, and that gives me the answer. Right, let's have a go at doing this so you can see those steps for success in action. Right, first of all, let's partition. So I'm going to partition the 234. So I've got in the hundreds column is a 2, so that means that's 200. Then in the tens column, there's a 3, so that must be 30. And then in the units, it's a 4, isn't it? Okay, lovely. So I've done that first step. Then I draw out my grid, and it's a simple grid like this, very similar to 2 digit by 1 digit. I then write everything in. So this becomes the 200, this becomes the 30, and this becomes the 4. And then I put the 5 here, and then don't forget your multiply symbol. Okay, so that's my second and third steps done. So now I'm on to that fourth step, which is to multiply using the SMILE method. And I'm going to do, so I'll do 200 times 5 first. Now 200 times 5 can be scary. So we're just going to look at this, the first number, the 2. So I'm going to do 2 times 5, which I know is 10. And then I know I need to add on these other 2 zeros. So there's those 2 zeros adding on, that's 1,000. Then again, we've got some more SMILE methods. So I've got 5 times 30. Again, not going to do 5 times 30. I'm going to do 5 times 3, which is 15. And then I'm going to add on this 0. And then finally, I'm just going to do 4 times 5, which is 20. So now we've done all those steps apart from the last one. And if you look here at how I've set out the adding, I've done it so all the place values, so all the units are lined up. All the tens are lined up, all the hundreds are lined up, and the thousands are lined up. That will make it easier. That's a top tip. If you do that, it will make it easy when you come to add. So let's now do the adding. 0 plus 0 plus 0 will be 0. 0 plus 5 plus 2 will be 7. 0 plus 1, and then 1 plus nothing, and there's my answer. So we've looked at one example. Let's now look at a second example. And again, I'll break it down into these steps, hopefully nice and clear. Remember, you can rewatch this, rewind it, remind yourself about bits you're not sure about. There is a video about SMILE method I put up, which you can look at if you're not sure on that method, because it is really key for this one. Okay. But here's another example, and I'll go through it really carefully, breaking it down into these steps. Remember, if you can just do these steps and put them in order, you should find this super easy, okay? If you don't find it easy, you can leave some comments for me and I can get back to you. But let's have a quick look at this and we'll go through the steps nice and clearly. Okay, so first of all, the first step, partition the 3-digit number. So in the hundreds column, I've got 4, so that will be 400. In the tens column, I've got a 2. So that will be a 20. And in the units column, there is a 3. So I've partitioned that 400, 20, and 3. Next step is draw out the grid. There is my grid. Nice and simple grid to draw. Then I need to put in all the numbers. So I put the 400 here. I put the 20 here. And I put the 3 here. I then put the times symbol in. And I put what I'm multiplying in, the 6. So there you go, I've done those first 3 steps, and now we're moving on to what is really the actual maths. So I've got some SMILE method to do. I do 6 times 400, not going to do 6 times 400, it sounds scary. I'm going to do 6 times 4, which would be 24, and then just add those couple of zeros on, nice and easy. Then again, as some more SMILE method, I'm going to do 6 times 2, not 6 times 20, 6 times 2, which would be 12. And then I'll add that 0, so 120. Remember, I'm trying to line it up, so when I come to do the, in its columns, so when I come to do the adding should be a little bit easier. And then finally I can do 6 times 3, which would be 18. And again, I've mentioned this already, but remember, I've now lined it all up. So here's your units, your tens, your hundreds column, and your thousands column. So it should make the adding up a little bit easier, so you don't have to think so hard about it. So I draw a line, do a little plus symbol, then I can do 0 plus 0 is 8. 0 plus 2 plus 1 would be 3. That's my tens column added up. Let's do the hundreds column. 4 plus 1 is 5. And 2 in the thousands column, 2 plus nothing would be that. And there's my answer. I hope this video has helped you have a go at this 3 times this thing. Remember, break it down into those steps. If you break it down into those small steps, you take your time, you rewind and watch bits you're not sure about, and you persevere and stick at it, you should be able to do this. Good luck, guys.